What's up, guys? Welcome back to another video. We're finally getting around to the latest Greta Van Fleet album, Starcatcher. In today's video, we're going to be taking a look at their second song off the album, Waited All Your Life. I just want to take this time to thank all you guys again for your patience. I know for those of you who are on Patreon, I already put a message out to you guys, but it's been very busy for me lately between almost a full-time summer job and my band, The Definitive, is about to release our album next week, August 18th. So we've had a lot in preparation for that, and we've been setting up shows. We've been playing lots of shows, so I've been crazy busy, and just yesterday got the chance to sit down and learn only this song. So I'll be getting these lessons out little by little. I plan on covering the whole album. Just bear with me, and thank you again for your patience. So without any further ado, let's get right into it. This one is in standard tuning, contrary to what I think a lot of people might have thought with this one, just because of the chord structures and the way that he's playing them. So I tried D A D G B E, D A D G B D, and all of it didn't really make sense. So I finally came around to standard tuning, which I believe is what it's in, because when they go to the B stage live, they're playing Anthem and stuff on the same guitar, which is also in standard tuning. So I'm pretty sure it's standard, and I think I got it pretty close. So yeah, so for your intro part of the song, which I think is the hardest part here, you're gonna be playing some weird funky chords here. So fifth fret A, D, and G with your second, third, and fourth fingers, and then your third fret B, and then the other two strings are muted. So like that. So it'll be down, up, down, and on the down, the second down, you're moving your fingers to fifth A and D, fourth G, and third B. So that's just a G major chord with a D bass. So, right? And then you slide that position down 2 frets. So now your third fret A, D, G, first fret B. And you do the same thing. Down, up, and then on the down, you switch from the third fret for your last 3 fingers to 3, 3, 2. Third fret, second fret. So now this next part, you're gonna bar 12th fret D or G and B, but you're not gonna bar the E. So you're gonna play your D string and your G string and your B string. So it'll be open D, 12, G, and B. So that one's gonna be really tricky too. Just make sure that you don't have any other strings ringing. So it'll be down, up there. And then you slide down to second fret D string and then open G and B. Right? And then this part is the hardest part of the whole lick, or the whole intro. It's just very awkward, the timings of your fingers. Once you get it, it's fun to play, but getting it down is a little bit tricky. So take your time. It's going to be 5th fret G, 6th fret B, 5th fret E. And so you'll play the downstroke, all 3 strings, G, B, and E. And on the upstroke, you're going to play your E string, and your pinky's going to go onto the 6th fret and then pull off to 5th. So, and then your first finger pulls off from the 5th fret of the G string to open G. So you're not actually strumming that, you're just pulling off. It's like this big series of pull-offs he does. So you strum, pull off here on the E string, and then pull off on the G string. So there's no kind of load up to that pull off, it just happens. So that's what makes it so hard. So you're there, you've pulled off, and then your first finger bars the B or the G and B string on 5th fret, and you play the strings G, B. So, and And then you play a D major chord without the second fret on the E string. So open D, second fret G, third fret B, and then open E. So right? And then this last little part. It's similar to I forget, the name slips my mind right now. The Falling Sky, right? So you're gonna hold that open position. So you're gonna play your G string and your B string together, same position. And then you play it again, but your second finger comes down on the third fret of your G string, and then pulls off to second, and then pulls off to open G. Open D, third fret D, and then slide up to fifth fret D. And then it goes into the verse. So get that intro down first. It's, in my opinion, it's the hardest part of the song just because of all the jumping around, and they're very unusual chord structures that a lot of guitar players are not used to. And even for me, it was like, I've played a lot of different artists and a lot of different styles of music, and that was something that I've never really come across before in terms of playing chords in that way. So it's tricky. Get that one down and then come back for the verse, which we're going to cover in the next little part. So the verse here is going to be a lot of bar chords. So this song is going to be difficult if you haven't really gotten your hand muscles used to playing a lot of bar chords. So going right into it, you're going to bar your third fret, especially on an let me backtrack. I'm jumping around here. It's going to be especially hard on an acoustic. So it's like playing Anthem, right? You've got the lots of bar chords, and it happens for a long time, so your hand will get tired, even if you're used to playing bar chords. So yeah, just fair warning, there are a lot of bar chords here, so if your hand's not used to that, it's gonna hurt. Anyways, back into it. Bar your third fret, and it's a minor chord position. So it's like if you were playing E minor and your nut was right here, it's 2 frets up from your nut, and then A and D, second fret. So bar third fret, A and D, fifth fret with your third and fourth finger. So now you're playing the whole chord, so all the strings. And on the way back up, you're playing your E and your B string. And now you're gonna play A string barred down on the 5th fret, and then 7th fret D, G, and 6th fret B. So same thing, or picking pattern wise, same thing as you did with the G minor chord here. And then this third chord is going to be 3rd fret A string, 2nd fret D, open G, and 3rd fret B. And same picking pattern again, except you're not playing the open E here. So make sure that E is muted. So you've got your G minor, D minor, not quite sure what that chord's called. And then here is where you're going to have to bring your thumb over the top. So if, for those of you who've played Weight of Dreams, the chord that he plays at the end of the song, it's essentially like that, except your second finger here is going between being on the 2nd fret and off. So 1st fret E with your thumb, 3rd fret A and D with your 3rd and 4th finger, 2nd fret G with your 2nd finger, and 1st fret B with your 1st finger. and you're not playing the open E in this one. And now the pattern of your second finger going on and off is off, on, off, on, off. And then it's down, 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 up, down in the right hand. So all together. So now you play it 4 times, and it just repeats itself over and over. And then you go to your G major chord. So just standard G major, 3rd fret E, 2nd fret A, 3rd fret B and E. And now he's playing a minor 7, which when I figured this one out, I was quite surprised because it's kind of something that's unusual for Greta Van Fleet is jazz chords. So, you know, they don't really have any of these major 7, minor 7. You know, it's always been more blues, which is really cool to see that, you know, especially for Jake, that he's throwing in some of these jazz chords that maybe he knew about before, or that he's, you know, come across recently, or just figured out how to implement that into Greta's music. So minor 7, it's 7th fret barred, A string down, and then it's like a minor chord. You're just taking your pinky off. So 9th fret D, and then 8th fret B, and then your G string is just the bar where your first finger is. So that's that chord. So yeah, you've got your G chord. So it'll be 2 downstrokes on your G, and then I'm doing up, down on this E minor 7, right? And then you slide your bar up 1 fret, and then your 3rd finger comes down on the 10th fret of D, G, and B for that major chord, F major. And then, so you've got your F major, and then I'm playing 10th fret D, 9th fret G, 8th fret B for that C major chord. And then the next one is also a C major, just with a lower note in the bass. So you can play that 8th fret bar, 10th fret A and D, 9th fret G. So that chord progression. Right? So all together. Then you go back to your G major. And then your F major again. Except this time, instead of going to your C major here, you're going to a D major, which is barred A string down on the 5th fret, and then D, G, B on the 7th fret. And then it goes into... That's the chorus part. So altogether, these chord progressions. Right. So that's kind of like the pre-chorus. So like I said, it's a lot of bar chords. It's definitely one of the harder acoustic songs that I've learned. So if you're kind of just getting into guitar, you're just starting out, I would not recommend this song for learning. But if you've made it this far, you're welcome to try. I hope that what I've given you here has helped you out. But yeah, take it a little bit at a time, slowly, And then as you get more comfortable with those progressions, speed it up and get it up to speed. And then move on to the chorus, which we're going to cover in the next clip here. Okay, so now let's take a look at the chorus part of this song. It's going to start with a G major chord again. So just as we did in the pre-chorus, you know? So start with your G major chord. So this next little part, your G chord, and then 3rd fret G, 2nd fret G, open G, and then 3rd fret D, 2nd fret G, open G. So next, you're going to have your thumb ready because you're going into that thumb over the top F major chord position. And make sure that E string is muted. So the nice thing about this is you're going from an F major chord position to a C major, 2 strums, and that's 3rd fret A, 2nd fret D, open G, and 1st fret B. So the only thing that changes is your 2nd finger moves up 1 string and your pinky comes off. That's all that changes to move from your F chord to your C chord. That's a nice, easy change. So all together. Now this next little part's a bit tricky, so take your time with it. You're going to go 4th fret G string, slide down to 2nd fret G string, and then 3rd fret E string, and then open B, 2nd fret G, and then open G. So all together, and then back to your G chord. So that one, it sounds simpler than it is to play. Just because of the slide that's in there, you have to make sure your fingers get back in position quick enough because everything happens very quickly. So the next part, you've got your G chords in there. Right? So same pattern so far, and you get to your F chord. Except the second time, you go F, C, C, F, C, C. So you don't do this pattern again the second time. You just go F, C, C, F, C, C, and then G. Now the third time you go back to that pattern. Now the fourth time, you go your G, and then you do your little lick here, and you play your F chord, and you hold it this time. And then you do your lick again, and you go to your C chord. And then you hold that a little bit, and then, so. So this next little part is pretty tricky as well. So if you can't get it, don't worry about it. It's not crucial, but I'm going to show you just for the sake of being complete in this lesson. So you're going to go on your first fret, your first finger is going to bar your B and E, and then your third finger is going to slide up to third fret on your G string. And then you slide up G, and then you pluck B and E. And then you pluck your G string and hammer on to second fret right away. So, and then you play your B and E after again. And then you go back to your F chord. So it's a very, very quick change to get back into that F position. And then you go back to your verse. So. Back into your verse, and the song keeps going on. So that covers a good chunk of the song for those of you on YouTube. For those of you who don't know, I do have my Patreon page where I post the full lesson please consider checking that out. It really does help out what I'm doing here. Especially being a smaller content creator on YouTube. It's similar to being a small content creator on Spotify, where unless you're millions of people in, the views and whatever, they don't really contribute much to the channel. So Patreon, it really does help me out. It helps me continue to better the quality of these videos. I know a few of you have mentioned I should get a camera for my fingers, but that's, for something of relatively good quality, even if it was like a GoPro, it's like $300 or $400 for that. So, and that's Canadian dollars. I'm in Canada, or more. And so, yeah, the Patreon really does help me out, but I also help you guys out because I post the full lesson there. And it's just as in depth as here. So it's kind of like a trial run that you get here. Yeah, so check out Patreon if you're interested. I'll leave it linked down below. I will be covering the guitar solo for this song there too. And also don't forget to check out my band, The Definitive, my rock band. I'm in two, but my rock band is the one that's releasing the album very soon here, August 18th. We're super stoked about it. Give us a follow on Instagram. We're The Definitive Official. We're on Facebook. We're on YouTube. Just check us out. Give us some streams. We got 3 singles out already. It would mean a lot. And tell your friends, because we really want to get out on tour. We want to go, explore a little bit and find some new fans. And, that's how you grow as a band. So the more spread through, viewers like yourselves, the more that we can grow and get on tour sooner. So yeah, anyways, so don't forget to like and subscribe. Leave a comment if you have any questions. I'm happy to answer. And if you're just sticking on YouTube, until next time, keep on rocking, guys.